From an outsider's perspective, depression seems like a made-up condition. Why on earth do you need medication for that? They ask. Whatever you're depressed about, it can't be that bad. Just snap out of it. Don't you think that if we could snap out of it, we would? Do you really think that anyone would choose depression? Depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain, which makes it difficult and sometimes impossible to feel positive emotions. But that bland, semi-scientific explanation cannot capture what it is truly like for us. Living with depression is like living behind a glass wall, a fluid, flexible wall, moving with you, letting you get within inches of the world outside it. But no matter how flexible the wall, you can never break through, can never touch the world you observe. People pass by you, moving around you, oblivious to the invisible wall that keeps you apart. You cannot ignore it, cannot forget that it exists. On your side of the glass, the world is just a shade darker, the shadows more pronounced. Out of the corner of your eye, they seem to move, creeping closer and closer to you. Living with depression is like living with a constant weight on your chest. It presses down on you, holding you back, unable to move through life the same way as those around you. No matter where you go, you carry the weight with you, unable to forget, unable to escape, unable to move freely through the world. Living with depression is like walking on a narrow path across quicksand. One minute, everything seems okay, but one wrong step can trap you, slowly sinking deeper and deeper into the dark. Perhaps there is a lifeline nearby, a branch, for instance, that you can use to pull yourself, hand over hand, inch by inch, back to the path. But if you slip, lose your grip, try to move too quickly, you may find yourself sinking even farther and faster than before. And that is just the average day. On a bad day, living with depression can feel completely hopeless. The darkness can close in to the point where you feel unable to move, unable to function at all. Imagine for a moment that weight pressed against your chest, heavier than ever, making breathing difficult and deep breaths all but impossible. Then imagine that glass wall as a maze, filled now with nearly black shadows, empty except for you. Finding your way out seems an impossible task. Each step feels like you are waist deep in quicksand, struggling to move forward. But when you live with depression, you eventually learn to find joy in the smallest of details. The first daffodils of spring, the cat's purr, the way the sunlight hits your face. When you finally find your way out of the maze, the world around you seems more beautiful and pure than you could have possibly imagined. And this is what makes it bearable.